Welcome to another edition of Kyle Meredith with. It's the interview series presented by WFPK at WFPK.org, Consequence, and the Consequence Podcast Network. Thank you so much, as always, for making your way here and checking out the series. You know what to do. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I put out 3 new interviews every single week, so it's a great way to keep up with all of your favorite artists. I've got one of my all-time favorites. I'm so excited to have new music from Jose Gonzalez and the brand new record, Local Valley. Hello, sir.
Hello, happy to be here.
Yeah, it's good. It's great to have you back again. I mean, you're busy, you stay working, but there is a bit of a gestation period between your albums
Yes,
over the years.
My normal pace is 3 years between albums, give or take, and then this time it was 6 years. So yeah,
Right.
it's been slower than usual, but wherever I am, I feel like I'm working hard. So so it's not like I'm lazy.
I don't think anyone would call you lazy, though. So. I mean, so for that much time in between, so for this set, how far back do these songs go? Are they all relatively still new, or do they stretch?
Yeah, I mean they stretch like always actually. So I have a couple of songs that I started working with in 2016, 2017. That's when I had I would say half the album in the form of demos that were just guitar and vocals. But then yeah, I got off track once in a while, and then in 19 I was able to sit down and work for a couple of months in a row. And in early 2020 I had the whole album written at least. And but yeah, so I became a dad, and that took some time. I was out touring with the orchestra, released a live album with them. That also took some time. And then the pandemic, of course, was also a reason why it's been 6 years and not 3.
Oh, that little thing, the that
Yeah.
pandemic thing. That's just so much has happened though in that 6 years, and so much has happened in the time that you started writing this, even in the 3 or 4 years in there as well. And I'm curious if that starts to show itself throughout the record. Like there is a mantra, as I hear it anyway, on this. I mean, you literally say the words, "We're all in this together."
Yes.
And it's repeated over and over. Is that a statement or a plea?
I guess both. Uh, we're here together in the Carl Sagan sense, where he mentioned the pale blue dot. When we look from outer space, we see this tiny little rock in a dark and cold universe that doesn't care that much about us. So we need to sort of take care of ourselves. But it's also a plea. So the song Visions, it's about envisioning a common future. It's but yeah, both.
Yeah, there's effective altruism, as I read it. I mean, that's something that's important to you, and I feel like
Yeah,
that probably fits into what we're talking about here. Could you explain a little bit about that?
sure. I mean, it's a community of people that try to do the most good they can with the resources they have, money or time. And I've been inspired by them for almost 10 years now. And yeah, so part of my what I do is to give money to effective charities that do exceptionally good for each dollar spent. But then more specifically with this song, Visions, I was thinking about the research this community does in terms of both catastrophic risks and existential risks, and uh, and that's where we feel like there's too the risks are a bit too high this coming century. There was a book called The Precipice by Toby Ord, where when he asked many of the experts in the different fields, he got to a figure of 5 and 6 that would make it through these coming 100 years, which also means that yeah, there's a risk of 1 in 6 that we don't make it unless we collaborate and try to be preventive with the nuclear weapons, with pandemics, with AI, and other topics. And so this song especially was inspired by that.
The song is so much more poetic and pretty than the fear that I just felt from all the things that you just said.
Yeah, I mean I mean there are negative risks, but then of course there's positive potentials. and those are truly amazing once you start thinking about the potential that humanity has in front of us. So yeah, it is a song that isn't meant to only speak to the negative stuff, but to the potential positive stuff.
Yeah, and there is an optimism. There is an optimism all throughout this record, and this goes back to sort of what I was asking earlier. Written over a period of time when, you know, the environmental catastrophes have only gotten worse over the past handful of years. Here in America, we definitely have been going through the ringers on the political side of things. To have that optimism in the music, did that ever falter as you were writing it, as you were writing over the course of a few years?
Uh,
or does it
well,
change, I should say?
yeah. I mean, I write from song to song, and I mean, I'm able to go down both paths, the sort of we're doomed path, or the look at how wonderful our future is path. And so it depends on what I want to convey with each song, I guess. So there is a lot of frustration in a couple of songs. Local Valley, the song in Spanish, Valle Local, is I'm airing my frustration about this tribalism that we can see in around the world, and country by country, where you get these political divides where it seems like we talk past each other and not to each other. So I was envisioning two tribes stuck in a local valley, and basically not seeing the more beautiful valleys nearby. If we only collaborated, we would be in a nicer place. There's a frustration of dogmatism. That's, I guess, one of the binding themes of the album, where I'm very frustrated with dogmatism, the inability to update your views. That's and it's something that isn't super easy. I mean, I try to update my views, but it's easy to fall back on what feels good, or what's comfortable in your head.
All right. I know you've talked a lot about it. It's been written about, you know, how for the first time, this isn't just an English record, that there is songs in Spanish, there is songs in Swedish. I don't know if I was listening to it this way, but it seems like the more frustrating moments coming from you were coming from the Spanish and Swedish songs. Whereas I found a lot of hope when you were singing in English. Am I hearing that right? Was the divide like that, you know, as straight?
No, I mean, I wrote Lilla Gumman, which is Lilla G. That's basically the little darling. I'm singing that over and over again. That's not very frustrated. It's the first song I started with vocals and lyrics, and then did a song out of it. And also I had a version of Swing, the most like danceable, or like happy song on the album. And at first I wrote it in Swedish, but my girlfriend didn't like it that much, so we redid it in English, and it worked better. Spanish, I think El Invento has a certain degree of frustration, but I tried that one. To me, is more about finding poetry in these existential questions. But yeah, there is a certain amount of frustration in that one. But I mean, I can be honest. The song Tjomme is in Swedish, and if you read the translation, it sounds very angry or frustrated. And to me, that was part of the reason why I chose Swedish, because it sounds more like I'm just talking, and not so much. Yeah, for me, it doesn't sound as harsh in Swedish, to be honest. But the translation sounds harsh.
I think that's what I picked up on too. That's the one that you said the word Tjomme.
Yeah,
Is that the
Tjomme, which is Gothenburg slang for dude. And basically, I'm thinking about dudes that are extremely certain about things and how they will be in the future. And there's every culture seems to have these dudes, and many cultures base their whole ideologies on these dudes. And so yeah, frustrated with them. And I was looking through so basically, Doomsday dudes is one of the things that I've been interested in, and I noticed just a couple of months ago that yeah, even a charismatic dude like Buddha was a Doomsday dude. He had specific ideas how the world would end or who would get to pass to the next level.
That's interesting. You just flipped this whole script on that right there. That's
Yeah.
no, when I ran that through, it's probably like Google Translate or something. I mean, yeah, the first thing I thought was, oh, I know some of these people. I know
Yeah.
people like that. I know people like that all over the internets that
Yes.
kind of fit the description on that.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
the Latin and you said African influences also kind of make
Yeah.
find it. Where did they come from, and why did you decide to go down those routes musically this time around?
Yeah. So I've been inspired by music from Western Africa for a long time. So with my second album already, I was writing songs like "Killing for Love" and later "Stories We Build, Stories We Tell," and "What Will." And I was inspired by Tina Rewen, Ali Farka Toure. I had the chance to do a short tour in Sweden with Sidi Toure, and also I had a jam session with Bombino from Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I've been sort of trying to find new paths, how I can play the guitar in more interesting ways. And so I've been jamming. I don't feel like I have the style down properly, but I'm able to fuse a bit of those influences into my own music, and that's been really fun. And it's been a fun part of the live set to switch to what I call are the riff-oriented music.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's storied. It's been told many times before, but you come from this from your youth in like a punk background. It's sometimes even a hardcore punk background. Will we ever hear that from you again?
Probably not. I think there are many genres that I probably do better than hardcore, but it was fun back when I was a teenager, and I was writing riffs. I was doing backup screaming. I was playing bass at that time. Um, and nowadays, I mean, I still have my favorites, like "Sick of It All," and when I'm out running, there's one track by 108 that
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to run really fast up the hill when I listen to that track. Uh, but no, I don't have ambitions on making new hardcore music.
I wouldn't know how the two styles would fit together, like in my head, but if anybody could pull it off, I suppose it's you. So it's your vision. There are those moments there, and we've been talking about, with these the styles and the feelings. Even a song that you brought up with Leela G, and I wrote down over here, when the emotion goes further than the words can, because there's not a lot of words in the song, but I even not knowing who it's about, what it's about, I feel like I still feel the emotion that comes through there.
Yeah, yeah. In which song you said?
Well, Leela,
Oh
is it
yeah,
Leela?
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it was basically me hanging out with my daughter, and she was a toddler, and just I was coming up with new melodies every day, and that one I was just singing to her, "Lilla lilla gumman, ja, lilla 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 gumman, ja, and it just goes on, and yeah, it just means little darling. So
It's interesting. We all sing songs to our kids. You just were able to turn around and make art out of it. Most of my little rhymes to my kid would just out and gone.
yeah, no, it was fun.
The swing, the other one you had brought up, which is the dance song, your dance song on this, does that sort of come from a similar spot from you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've always liked music with the drum machines from Latin America, from Africa. I like the guitars from high life music from Ghana or Congo, and also samba, of course. So that song, I was allowing myself to show these influences and put them into one of my own songs. So it was a bit of a struggle to make all these songs fit together on an album. But one way to look at it when I was producing it was to think about it as a four-sided LP, where you have two
Mm-hmm.
LPs and four sides, and that's when it clicked in a way. So having uh, Lila G and Swing and Schume as the drum machine trio together with Lasso In, which is also yeah, sort of playful song.
Yeah, the fourth side really allows you to get away with some stuff. Then
yeah, yeah,
just
and
one.
of course, just me allowing myself to do different things, and I think it's partly me becoming a dad that I'm allowing myself to be silly and nerdy and just showing more of myself.
Yeah. The cover that makes its way on here happens to be you covering yourself, more or less, because
Yep.
there's a new version of Junip's Line of Fire. What was it about that one that spoke to you this time around?
Yeah, it's become one of my go-to songs when I'm playing live, to when I want to play a Junip song, and I'm proud of it. It's one of my favorite Junip songs. And for this album, it felt like the lyric, it was a piece of the puzzle that was needed for the album, a song that was more personal in tone, a bit more reflective, not so certain in a way. So that one together with En stund på jorden, the other cover, which is a song by Lale, um, was also like there needed to give more emphasis to songs like Visions, which so like um, uh, yeah, I don't know what to say, but yeah, there needed to be another side, the more reflective and one that deals with death, and which is also, of course, a very important part of our existence, and that it's actually limited, and how to make that how to make poetry of that without feeling too dark. And I think she did a wonderful job writing that song when her mom died, and it has this humanistic tone of uplifting, celebratory style of looking at our limited time on Earth.
Yeah. Well, you do. I mean, and your own songs too. I mean, there's so much poetry that goes along with this, and I mean, what you do, you create these beautiful soundscapes. We've been such fans for so long, so
Yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, I can mention a third cover, so to speak, "Honey Honey," the last song, which is
oh right, I didn't know that was a cover.
well, it's I mean, I wrote the lyrics, but it's a collaboration with DJ Kotze, a German artist, and so yeah, his version is called "Music on My Teeth," and it's basically a song for my girlfriend. And so a bit of sensuality was needed on the album.
Yeah, I'd actually forgot about that part, because when you do read the lyrics, when you just read the lyrics and you get to the point where the lyric is "honey on it was a honey on your titties," is that
Yeah,
the actual line? Yeah,
yeah.
that's like, wait, what? That's not what you expect from a Jose Gonzalez record in that sense.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah, once again, I wanted an album that showed more of me.
right. Well, again, I mean, Local Valley, it's so good, and I know it took a long time to get here, but I'm so happy that you're still producing this kind of music and what you're doing. Like I said, we've been such fans for such a long time. So, dude, thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
I don't say dude like you meant dude in the other song. I just mean hey man. But
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you so much.
Thank you. That's fun talking. Yeah.
Yeah, you too, Jose. Hopefully, we'll see you around when the tour makes its way around here again. I can't wait to check these songs out live.
Yeah, looking forward. Okay. Take care.
All right, man. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.